Today I'm going to give you the 5 things that I do to try and maintain my hair for as long as possible. So it's not honestly the best, it's like, it's alright. I have a lot of hair, like it's not too thin. It used to be better, to be honest, but I don't know, I'm 25, everyone sort of my age I know has been like, oh, my hair's getting worse, all this types of thing. So all I'm trying to do is basically prolong it as long as possible. You know, I want to get to at least, I don't know, past 30 or something, another 5 years. I know it's not asking for much, but we'll see if we make it. Anyway, number 1 is I'm taking these pills. So no, it's not finasteride, it's not minoxidil or whatever you want to call it. It's just a bit of biotin. So this actually is from Nutrition Geeks. I just buy this off Amazon for £8. I get 180 tablets and I just take it every day in the mornings. So it actually says on here that take 2 tablets per day, but I don't really think that that's completely necessary at my stage. But it really says that the main aim of this pill is nutrition for hair, nails and skin. So it's not directly focused on my hair. It's not gonna, like, I don't know, do anything drastic, but I think it's just giving you that extra sort of vitamin if you do have a biotin deficiency. Just doing everything I can possibly, but it's not going to affect any of my hormones or anything like that. So that's why I sort of try and steer clear of finasteride and things like that. I've heard maybe it has some kind of weird, dodgy side effects that I don't really want to get into at this age, but yeah, all for trying different things, and obviously it depends on your situation, but I like these. So the second thing that I try and do to maintain my hair as long as possible and keep it in the best condition is use very, very high quality shampoos, or at least what I think they are. So one of them is this manual shampoo, so you can just get this online. They also do finasteride or minoxidil tablets. But they also just do a shampoo with a little bit of caffeine, biotin already, as from the pills. The caffeine, it says, energizes the hair follicles. Biotin supports keratin production, which helps with your hair follicles as well. Saw palmetto strengthens hair, and it's also got like a lot less chemicals than sort of your traditional, like, don't want to name any brands, but some have a lot more chemicals to obviously make them smell nicer or things like this. And I think that's probably something that's maybe not helping us at the minute. I also use this Klean one, so you guys might have seen this. It's quite a new brand from what I know. They do water filters, which we'll get onto, I'm sure. But this one's just their full cover anti-thinning shampoo. So yeah, as I said, I've noticed a little bit more thinning in my hair, so I thought, you know, from time to time I'll use this. I think this one, the Klean stuff's really good for hard water. So now I'm living down in London. I've really noticed the difference between, I was living in Newcastle before. I know you can't tell I'm too posh, but that's where I'm originally from. The water there is a lot softer, whereas here it's actually really hard. It's got a lot more chemicals like magnesium, calcium, sulfate, all these types of things. All those what contribute to your lime scale at home. So you'll know if you're in a hard water area, judging by the amount of lime scale you're getting in your kettle or on your taps and things like this. So I try and use this one when I'm somewhere with a lot more hard water. I think it does make a difference. I think they also have a range of different ones where they're more focused for hard water or thinning shampoo. Both smell really nice as well, so it's not like they're horrible to smell and make your hair smell all horrible. But I do think, again, it's trying to limit the amount of sort of chemicals and weird sort of products that you're putting into your hair every day. And finally, on shampoo, I try and wash my hair sort of once every 3-4 days. Try not to do it more than that. Obviously, if I've got an event or something where I want my hair to look a little bit better, then I'll wash it for that. But I try and time it accordingly for that. So I think when I was younger, especially being a man, like, you're never told to wash your hair, like, not every day. Like, every time I was getting in the shower, it's just like, yeah, shampoo, I love this, it smells great. And probably looking back, it wasn't actually doing me very many favors from a hair growth perspective. It was just washing out all those oils, stripping my hair was falling out more, things like this. So yeah, try and limit that, and really recommend you do that as well. So number 3 is hair products. So my hair does not just naturally look like this. It has literally no texture. I've got the most like Asian straight hair, despite being mixed race. It's ridiculously straight, I would say. So what I try and do is limit myself to maybe using one product in my hair at a time. So I've actually got 2 on the go. So I've got this Osmo Matte Clay Extreme. This is honestly really good. I've recently found this. This one as well is the Clay Ocean Trico Clay. Emma actually got me this from Japan, and to be honest, I wish she'd got a fucking suitcase of it because it is awesome, like awesome. And I've been trying to source it in the UK, but I just can't find it anywhere. Well, I can, but you have to pay like 40 quid customs fees or something stupid like that. So this is literally getting right back down to the barrel, trying to limit this for special occasions. As a replacement, I've got this Osmo one, like I said, and this one's really good actually. I'd say it doesn't like last really long, and maybe you need to do a few top-ups when you're sort of going through the day if you really want to. I just put it in the morning and it sort of stays like this. But what I really like about this is it gives that matte finish, because I've had like the Hans de Foucault one for my hair. It becomes just really, really greasy. I know for some people it works, but for me, I just wanted the most matte product possible. I'm trying to do a little bit of an experimentation at the minute of what's actually the best for my hair. And one thing I would recommend is trying a few different products which work with your hair, because you might have your mate who says this one really works well for me, but it might not actually work well for you. So always keep that in mind. And just finally on hair products, as I said, keeping it to one hair product a day usually. I think if you're adding too many different products to your hair, again, it's going to add to the grease, the chemicals, etc. that you're putting in there. And also just constantly styling it, you'll notice more hair does fall out. So that's going to agitate your hair follicles and maybe disrupt that. So I don't know any science behind it, but that's just sort of what I feel from a day-to-day basis. Number 4 is drying your hair. So I use literally a towel every time, and I'm proper ruffling it, I'm doing all this type of thing. And to be honest, I don't actually think that that's great for it, but I do think it's better than hair drying. So I just know that if I'm putting an extreme amount of heat into my hair every single day, then that's just never going to be good for it. So I've tried to wipe out all sort of hair drying, even though like you have Dyson ones, I know people use that in the barbers, things like that. It can work and obviously it's useful, but I think that extra heat treatment to your hair just isn't good for it. So I do like to use a towel, but I would also recommend just trying to leave it to dry as naturally as possible. So I'm obviously guilty of that, is I'm getting ready in the morning, rushing for work. You want to dry your hair, style your hair, everything like that. So when it comes to the weekends and things like that, when I have a little bit more time, I just try and let it sit and dry a bit more naturally. Just ruffle your hair and let it dry sort of as the day goes on. And then you can style it a little bit later on in the day when you're going out. So yeah, that's one of my top tips for sort of drying my hair. And I do think it could make a difference, especially if you're noticing a lot of hairs falling out during the day. And remember, it is natural for hairs to fall out throughout the day. I think it's something like 50 to 100 hairs can fall out in the day, and it doesn't mean you're shedding hair or things like this. So always keep that one in mind as well. So the last one, and probably my favorite one, is the Hello Clean water filter. So Emma and I recently got that for our flat, and I do think it's actually made a difference, not only for my hair to be honest, but also for my skin. So like I said, we're living in London, there's a lot of hard water, and I do think this product actually makes a massive difference. It maybe costs like 40 quid, especially when there's a discount for the actual first filter and fitment to the shower. You'll see ours is fitted on there now. It's really easy to put on there. It just fits onto most showers with the sort of hose as you have it normally, and you've just got to tighten it with a spanner that they actually give you. So very easy to fit. Then I think you need to change the water filter in there every 3 months. So it lasts quite a while as well, for like 2 people that is. Obviously it depends on your water usage, but I think it really helps, and it gives your hair that sort of softer feeling. I think it does anyway. Maybe it's just placebo, but even that works, to be honest, because then you're reducing your stress. Like if I'm just thinking, oh, my hair's bad because of the water, oh, all this type of stuff, it gets in your head and it stresses you out, and that is something I do know. Stress definitely makes you lose your hair. So again, keep that one in mind. But yeah, hope those are useful. I really think they've done something for me. I think my hair's a little bit thicker than it was last year. I've seen photos of myself last year where my hair was shorter and I was like, oh, it's so thin, all this type of stuff. And I do think it's regained some sort of thickness. Obviously you can't help genetics, but as I said, every little helps. Tesco, eh? So yeah, hope you enjoyed that one. Remember to subscribe and like this video. and I'll catch you in the next one. Appreciate it, guys.